It's honestly such an honour to have this next poet come up and headline this show. I met her at the last Grooveverse when she won the audience vote. And the first thing I should say is Cardiff in the house. These wonderful people have come a very, very long way to be here tonight. And I couldn't be more grateful. And the talent that this next poet had is unbelievable. She blew us away last time. So to bring her back and for her to headline this show is just such an honour. So that's all I'm going to say. Give a massive round of applause to the wonderful Tia ZAKURA!
I'm so happy to be back, and last time was just an amazing experience, and I was so happy to win. Like, we don't have a lot of these in Cardiff, so it's so nice to be able to come here and perform. The first poem I'm going to get straight in, is a poem I actually did in the last time, but I messed it up. So I wanted to come back, redeem myself, and do it properly. Hopefully I won't mess it up this time. So for the band, it's, I guess, the first time you intertwine with someone. If that makes sense. It's quite slow. You hold me in a way I've never been held before. You adore my every flaw, ignore my every sore wound from the past. How I call so fast, learnt the language of each other at last. Time has gifted our patience for all the conversations, efforts of translation. This temptation was worth waiting, contagious. Your eyes, how if you stare long enough they turn to sand, each grain made of stories only I understand. I've learnt the grooves of your hand, found solace in the gaps between your fingers. For what's love without its sinners? My breath lingers for a second. Come closer for a second. I want to make love to your mind, allow our thoughts to find one another and discover the rhythm of our grind. Slowly I feel safe here. We disappear into each other's arms as our pigments blend into the shades of our hearts, a deep, untitled colour. I let your hands caress my neck as I outline your chest before filling in the sketch. I've not met sweat so sweet. I've not yet felt complete, but I accept your attempt to fill me with a piece, to fill me with peace, and this feels so right. I've opened up for you tonight. Is this what love feels like? Is this what love feels like? So now my body is marked with you, a plaque placed to commemorate your visit. So is sex supposed to feel like lover's fate, or is it meant to change everything? Cause now I'm begging him for the normal moments, non-hormonal moments. Our once conversations have turned to copulation, and the times we spend creating are replaced for fornication. I get complacent in it. Every day the same situation, special intimate relations, now just expectations with no patience and no waiting, taking my interpretation of a relationship. Since I gave in, you've made a shift. I went from craving your love to hating it. When I'm taking it, your eyes look different. Slightly foggy and distant, like the animal instinct has kicked in and I am no longer seen as human. We were both fluent in a language that has now been ruined, cause you don't even hear me anymore. The word no mutters to your deafened ears, and the word ho is muttered when I let you near. So how can no mean yes to you and yes means slut to you? I trusted you. Back then my soul was enough for you, but coming together split us in two. You ask if I like making love to you. What do I like when you're aggressive? Do I like this twisted fetish role playing possessive? Do I like being your little toy to mess with? I guess I like feeling wanted, Even if it means I'm haunted by the ghosts of our dead romance and all the things I don't do right and all the times I felt too tight or too dry or too quiet, too prude, too defiant. Just do it, stop crying, I'm trying. And now it's the 5th time. This time I wish I didn't say it's fine. I sip wine to convince my mind at least a part of me wants this. But I've never felt more empty than when you're inside of me. Why do I shut down till I'm nothing more than a body? Why are you okay with me being nothing more than a body? Somebody come save me. I miss the joking and yapping. Now it's just choking and slapping. Gassing to your homies, you're tapping. So they're applauding, you're clapping. What happened? To the love. To the softness. Not even being numb can make you stop this. Is this what love feels like? Is this what love feels like? So now it's been a few months since I decided to leave, and at first it was your love that I started to grieve. I didn't think there'd be a time in my life I'd believe that I was pretty. Without being down on my knees, I tried to reconvene closeness with another, but got close to tears whenever we got under covers. And then would come the phases of going to those places where one night stands cost nothing but my dignity erases. It was empty sex and baseless texts on a weekly basis, flirting and masturbating, making up the day shift. And my happiest of places was when I saw it raising in most cases. I told myself I was embracing my power, but how empowering can it be if I felt like shit the next hour? How do you affect me so much? To the point I can't handle touch unless it's rough, and place my self-worth on how loud or how hard I became a character, and then I shot the facade. So this part's about rebirth, reinvention, fixing broken screws that mess with my perception. Skin sheds, but to skin we will always feel connection. So I learned to love the skin that was bruised with deception. I learned to love the skin that was used with ill intention. I learned to love the skin for me, not for the next one who wants to steal a section and plant his seeds. Now I'm on energy conception from which beauty breeds. And I've learned that I don't need to do as anyone please, and that intimacy exists beyond the birds and bees. It's in anything and everything if you make it so. The way to go is to take control of your own temple. I feel whole again. I feel whole without filling that hole with men. And I know you lose contentment in searching for his bruise, and that sex shouldn't be accepted, it's something that I choose. And that traces of you don't make my body any less mine. This procreation has created a creation so divine. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Cool. I'm going to change it up a bit. This one... Does anyone in here have a dog? Stay with me. Does anyone here have a dog? Not many people. Usually it's a lot more than this. Okay, cool. So, cool. So for this one, just sort of like slow, like chain gang almost type beat, okay. If that makes sense. But can come in a bit later. I'm going to talk a bit first. Cool. So for those of you who have a dog, okay, I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks on how to get your dog to abide. I've done this for time. Just watch, just watch. See, dogs operate on a reward basis, and you can get them to behave easily in most cases. So the first step is you must show them that you're their leader, and they must believe the lies you feed them. See, theoretically, most dogs can actually kill us. But luckily for us, we don't have to enforce this too much, because conventionally, this indoctrination has been done over centuries. So essentially, they already have an internalized fear of us. Are you following? Come. Teach them to respond to your calls and your calls only. Give them names and slowly introduce commands like sit, but only where you let them. Jump, but only as high as you like. And if they're good, let them inside, in the house. House dogs. And if they're bad, you can let them astray. And the best way to keep them put is with a good old collar. This poem isn't about dogs. See, a black brother greets another with a "what's up, dog?" Exchange a few words about the kid's wife and job, and you can see the collars in their neck shine bright. You see, it's a noose in disguise. The noose never left, we just use dog collars. And if you behave, you get a treat, and we'll dangle a couple dollars and watch you squabble and crawl on all fours, revert to animalism. In this dog-eat-dog world, we're fueling cannibalism, fighting each other for the prize, who wins in capitalism. You see this black-on-black crime, you canines stuck in a system. Now we're both ending up in prison. Got yourselves on death row. It don't look like a noose, but you'll still end up dead though, when that game's no joke, on treats dogs choke. And for the record, rap game's death row. And we dogs, 2 G's, you gods, blasphemy, 2 G's, blasphemy, master please, he's begging for a lesser sentence, not a guilty plea, but dog, you better get to repenting. But my lead you'll follow, cause there's leads on dog collars, so let me walk you to a place where you can swallow your pride. You don't have to choke on treats, you'll get whatever you like, you just won't ever be free besides. Who likes a stray dog? The noose never left, we just covered it in VVS's. Put your entire life's value on how expensive your crest is. Now you'd rather pass diamond legitimacy testing than pass in your school assessments. Fostered obsession and vanity for a superstar guarantee, until you very, very slightly began to lose your sanity, and you were blind to the imparity, but believed you'd see it all because you had diamond clarity. But don't get mad at me, cause that was easy to arrange. Used to force you to obey, now you don't want to leave your house if you ain't wearing the change. The noose is a shoelace. It's a single cotton thread in the t-shirt I convinced you equated your monthly wage, and that brand I own, so that band comes home. And after one wear of the fit, you're looking for your next fix so you can really live your dream as a depressed witch kid. See, the noose never left, we just untangled the knot, unraveled the straw and chemically processed the lot. It forms weaves in synthetic fibre. It weaves the weave pedestaled as a constant reminder that you'll feel the weight lifted off your shoulders if you look 5 shades lighter. Beauty's not in the eye of the beholder, it's in your TV screens, in magazines and memes. It's controlled by me, and there's not a second I'll let you think it comes in black. So sit back, in fact you look sexier in your wig cap. So watch the guys as they shoot their shots at you. Now put it over your scalp, you're really hiding your roots. I really got in your head, and it was a haven inside. So I contaminated the brain with cyanide. I'm cynical, I'm prescribing clinical drugs for the strife. I'm criminal. Just moved a few things in the prefrontal cortex, so your ambitions don't reach further than drugs, money and sex. Yes, now it's hellish inside here. I mean, look at your desires. You want that GTA life, and if that gets required, you'll go and spend it on a nice NBA wife and get that SA charge, sign an NDA and charge it. We're laughing, we silenced you again. See, the noose never left, we just made the noose a bit looser. Enough so you stay put, but enough that you don't want to move. Enough for you to forget that I'm your abuser, as I cosplay as your savior. And if you move too erratic, whether you're fighting or not, it only takes 2 seconds and I'll tighten the knot, whether you like it or not. Trust me, take it from a brother who tried to change the world. I'm MLK with a dead dream, they X me. I'm Claudine Gay and next to me is Huey. You thought this could last forever, thought you'd escape the dangers. I'll make sure to remind you, you're just my daytime entertainer. If you're a mastermind, I'm a master's mind. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Make some noise for the band. So as Ted mentioned, I have a lot of my family here today, and they've come all the way from Cardiff or Manchester or wherever they're based, and I am just like so blessed to have such a support system around me that they're willing to come this way to support me. So I wanted to, when I was on the way here actually on the train, I wrote a poem and I want to share it just because it feels apt. And this one is specifically to a letter to my sisters. My 2 sisters are here, my older sister, my younger sister. And I'm going to share it, but of course I've got to read it because I wrote it new. So I guess that's the brief. I'm sure you can go with that. Let me get it up. Okay. Oh, give me 1 sec. There you go. Okay. A letter to my 2 sisters. I wanted to ask you something. Do you remember the old house? The house, now decaying, that was once so alive, vibrantly plastered with our drawings and paintings of people with peculiar proportions. Do you remember the room we all shared and the times we begged to have our own, only to return after a week of realising nights are a lot less funny alone? See, some people collect stamps, shoes or stickers, but I collect moments. Like tiny recordings of tapes in the store of my mind, I reflect often. The first million are made with both of you in them. The plays we would spend days creating to perform to mum and dad, I wonder how we looked. I wonder how we wandered through cluttered corridors and dampened walls and flourished. In this house that was falling apart, we stuck together strong. And yes, were many falling outs and fights, but amidst the screaming, there was song. It still plays in my head from time to time. Do you hear it too? It sounds like laughing girls and musically sounds like Justin Bieber and Moshi Monsters, like Scream and Shout and Mary and Susan and Fizzing Bath Bombs and Powerpuff Girls and dad stories from Uganda and mum's cooking and R&B and crying and combing and holding each other's tears when we began to overflow. To my older sister, you've witnessed me grow. The only person to see me in every stage, be it tomboy or rapper or rebel. There's 1,000 moments for our late night revels, each one special and safe. Through boyfriend 1, 2, 3, 4, the war of bad pics and red flag blindness. You wrapped around me like the support system I didn't know I needed. Sharing your thoughts on friends you hated to somehow always be right, other than with one, my best friend. Though not sisters by blood, something deeper and thicker connects our souls. From 3 years old, my first friend, an ode to you. For keeping a candle burning in the corner of my dark room, for helping me find pathways in the mess, for painting me with the beauty I didn't always possess. My younger sister, one of the few people in my life I can say with confidence has a pure heart, from the start always generous, naturally comforting. I hope you know our differences came from the childish jealousy of me being a middle child, and that 6 and 5 would never be the same without 3. The sweet, sweet tooth baby, people try to dilute you with sour. Make sure you don't lose your spark in the chase of wealth, and don't let the world do to you what it has everyone else. I was blessed to be born in the middle of greatness, cushioned with 2 sides of soft and hard, comfortably balanced. Do you remember the old house? The rustic relic that somehow still lives in my mind as a castle, run by 3 very different little princesses. Perhaps my moments aren't always the most true to life. Perhaps they've become fabricated and animated over time, but occasionally I'll see 3 little sisters toddling around, each boisterous, bright and bossy in their own ways. Their innocence laugh echo in my ears, and suddenly a tape begins to roll. The moments are still being lived. I know they still exist. I find laughs in times of crisis, though they look slightly different. Maybe now in a one-in-a-while wine and cheese night or family dinners, but they're still there. The moments of womanhood. I feel like mum as I look back on pictures in a desperate attempt to read our stories again, yearning for the moments we can all come together. To my not just sisters, but friends, now holding many titles of manager, worker and woman. I hope we can continually live individually together. So take this moment and hold it. Look around the room and record it as moments become more and more golden as we grow old, and I know we've still got hundreds to live through. So let this be a moment where I say to my sisters, I love you. Okay, I think one more. Okay, I'm kind of stuck between a few different ones I can do. What are people feeling in the room? I can see if I have any. Love. Someone say love? Okay. I have a poem about what being a black woman and what that comes with. So maybe I'll pull that one out. I'm gonna have to. So, yeah, you guys got the vibe. I didn't even say anything, did I? Okay, so it's 4 p.m. and the cashier at TK Maxx tells me how beautiful my skin is. How she wishes she had hair like mine. How she spends hours and time trying to get her skin this golden. She says, oh, to be a black woman. To be a black woman is to be a master of navigation, preempting roadworks of awkward compliments and dodging diversions of fetishization. To be a black woman is to choose between your time and fixing other people's ignorance. To be a black woman is to be blessed with features and shapes people can only dream of. To be a black woman is to be cursed with features and shapes people can only dream of. To be a black woman is to be drawn in the image of Mother Nature, gifted with the skill of nurture. To be a black woman is to be everyone's mother, to be safety to others but never truly be safe yourself. To be a black woman is shea butter and cocoa, rat tails and afro combs. It's gold jewellery and hair cuffs, cornrows and afro puffs. It's using 3 times more conditioner than shampoo, and paying 3 times more for hair supplies than other women do, and spending 3 hours in the bathroom to achieve a slick back bun, and trying 3 times as hard in anything to get the same outcomes. To be a black woman is to have to self-learn about idols and history and all the other things school never taught you. To be a black woman is to not be too soft. To be a black woman is to not be too hard. To be a black woman is to know that you will constantly dance on the line in between the two, because time has proved either way you're wrong. To be a black woman is to add black girl at the end of any search as you slowly realise you are not the standard. To be a black woman is to be humble whilst everyone else brags. To be a black woman is to be confident and told you should be humble. To be a black woman is to find other black women and connect and relate and talk and create and help redirect those who are lost on their path. To be a black woman is to love hard. To be a black woman is to shed a tear for every other black woman killed and raped, and every woman killed and raped, and every black man killed and raped. To be a black woman is to be human, to feel. To be a black woman is to reach 19 and suddenly have all the guys who never wanted you in high school hitting you up, then to wonder why you even wanted them to hit you up. But then to be a black woman is to remember all the times you maybe didn't want to be black, be it many or few. To be a black woman is to be a political statement, whether you like it or not. To be a black woman is to walk in the steps of pioneers. To be a black woman is to wonder if you're ever included every time the word feminism is uttered, knowing sometimes being a woman is not enough. To be a black woman is to call their bluff. To be a black woman is to correct mispronounced names, defend strong-smelling foods, to have to reclaim the same hairstyles that were made fun of in school, to fight in TikTok comments for recognition of our creations, and sometimes our knuckles get tired. To be a black woman is to be so tired. To be a black woman is to wear bust-downs and wonder if it's your new disguise, whilst reminiscing over aching fingers and tired eyes from all the late-night breakdowns and Aunt Jackie's detangles. To be a black woman is to be whoever you want with a change of hair and learning skills of adaptation when the time isn't there. To be a black woman is to try on every emotion before committing to one. To be a black woman is to read, not read books, but read rooms, read faces, read body language and analyse how welcome you really are. To be a black woman is to hear no positive adjective attached to your name other than the word strong, when to be a black woman is to sometimes want to be weak. To be a black woman is to feel betrayed, often by friends, family, partners, politicians. To be a black woman is to not get too angry when the world has given you all the reasons to be angry for. To To be a black woman is to emerge through war. To be a black woman is to scream in soundproof booths but still be told you're too loud. To be a black woman is to be painted like our emotions are inflated and our achievements are deflated. So no matter what, we're seen as angry and uneducated. Despite being the most educated in the entire nation, it's amazing. To be a black woman and defeat all odds, no matter how high they are stacked against you. To be a black woman is to stand sun-kissed, slick in sultry, supple skin, shining, melanated, divine. To be a black woman is to eat and share and hold and cry. To be a black woman is to be still and quiet. To be a black woman is impossible to describe in just one poem. As though we are all black, we are not all dyed with the same ink. We have not all walked the same walks or danced the same dance, but the world has made sure we have formed the same hearts. And there are bad black women and mad black women and anti-black sellout black women, but when the world looks at you and me, they draw us with the same pen. To be a black woman is to see through the same lens. To be a black woman is more than just beautiful. It's incomprehensible, it's tiring, it's powerful, it's frustrating, it's blissful, it's vicious, it's graceful, it's all of the above and everything else all at once. To be a black woman is the biggest blessing. Oh, to be a black woman. Thank you all so much. And shout out to all the poets who have gone so far, just all killed it. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to my words and just being so present with me. And thank you to the band and everyone. Thank you.
Groovers, give it up for the wonderful Tia ZAKURA! Oh my God, can you believe your eyes? Can you believe your ears? It's Tia ZAKURA! Very, very good stuff. What did we think of that? Did we like that? Did we like that? Did we like that? Oh, honestly, why I started this night is